So that is 8 consecutive road losses for the Padres. They get blown out by the Phillies tonight by a score of 9-2. Padres 37 and 39. Phillies 48 and 24. I said on my pregame thoughts I didn't really know what to expect out of this pitching matchup today, but Sanchez, he pitched pretty well, and there was also some pitches that the Padres swung at though that really helped Sanchez out. I mean, right out of the get-go, Schwarber has a good at bat, long at bat, takes pitches, works the count, and then the Padres, I think, in their first half of the inning, wasn't swinging at the best pitches. Pretty quick inning. Crony, I believe, in his first at bat, maybe it was in his second at bat, but early in the game, whatever. A pitch is like 3 feet inside the plate. At least that's what it showed on the TV screen. And Crony swings at that. He did that a little bit during the Mets series as well. And you score 2 runs, you're not going to win very many games. It's better than none. It's better than, Merrill hitting a solo home run like he did, in that Mets series a couple times, right? But especially when you're facing the Phillies and you've got Padre killers in that lineup, like Kyle Schwarber, like Bryce Harper, who combined for 4 hits tonight. Or excuse me. Yeah, they combined for 4 hits tonight. They scored 3 runs. Schwarber drives in 4 runs tonight. And the big story, obviously, was missing spots. Randy Vasquez, if it's picking between Randy Vasquez and Adam Major, who's going to stay up? Let's say Darvish comes back, because I'll get to him here in a minute. Who do I pick? I probably still pick Randy Vasquez. I like his stuff. I think he's more ready for the big leagues than Adam Major is right now, and we'll get one more start, it seems like, out of Adam Major, so he'll get another shot. So we'll see. But I'd like Major to work on some of his secondary pitches and throw more strikes like he was, I believe, in the minor leagues. Like that's part of the appeal why he was trusted by the Padres to come up at the big league level. But getting back to Vasquez today, I mean, the pitch location was just not good. If you go back and watch the highlights of today's game, right? When MLB posted or whatever later tonight, if you didn't watch the game, you will see the pitch locations where Higgy wants the ball down pretty much on all of them, I believe. I don't know if that's just how Higgy sets up or that's actually where he wanted it, but it seemed like the target was down and it was just left over the middle of the plate. Even Castellanos, I think he had a double in this game, and the location was nowhere near where Higgy wanted that pitch to be. So breaking balls, middle of the plate to Kyle Schwarber, he's going to mash those. And he's one of those Padres killers. Bryce Harper, one of those Padres killers. And I already hit on what they did tonight against the Padres. And yeah, the Padres, it's one of those where, yeah, they got dominated. They had no business winning this game. And that's really that. I don't have a ton to say about this game. It was just the Phillies offense taking it to Padres pitching. And it was the Padres offense not being able to do a whole lot. The Solano double late in the 7th inning. The game was already over by then. Schilt better not say in his post-game media scrum that the guys never gave up or the Padres as a whole never gave up, because that's not true. And I'm not saying this was the wrong thing to do. He has, I believe, done this before where he says, well, we didn't give up today. Well, no, you did, because while Manny was still in the game, there were a bunch of defensive substitutions. Peralta went in the game. Wade went in the game. Campy went and played first base a little bit at the end. I believe Profar was taken out of the game for Azokar. There was a lot of changes late in this game. So can't run with that, Schilt. And again, I feel like after every loss, I just wonder what Schilt is going to say, because he usually says some things that are debatable or get a conversation going. And I hope that this is one of those where he just takes full accountability. He and the team just take full accountability for what's going on right now. Again, 8 consecutive road losses. Remember when people were wanting the Padres to play, they were joking, but they were wanting the Padres to play their whole schedule on the road because of how good this Padres team was on the road this year in comparison to them at home. but that thing has switched. They can't win a road game to save their lives right now. They're getting dominated in a lot of these games. And yeah, yesterday they came back, but then the score wasn't even like they got dominated twice almost because at one point it was a blowout, then they come back, and then it's what was it, a 5-6 run game there at the end after that blew up inning after they tried to come back and they made it to a 1-run game. So, and some of these road games, they've been close, but the Padres, they've had chances to come through and execute and haven't been able to get the job done. Tonight, I mean, Luis Ariz, sure, he has a 322 average, but if just the eye test, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but he hasn't been the Luis Ariz that he was at the beginning of this Padres tenure over these last 8 road games, I would say, right? I mean, I don't is he fully healthy, right? He was dealing with the shoulder thing, so I don't know if he's fully healthy. Um, but he's a contact guy anyway. It's just not finding holes. Like he didn't strike out tonight, but went 0 for 3. Um, Manny is one that I wanted to hit on tonight because he had a couple of hits and he scored a run. Is this a positive to take from tonight? Padres fans, you probably don't want to hear it, but Manny, he did get a ball in and then it got past Marsh in center and he hustled as much as he could hustle the second base. Like it seemed like when he saw the ball get past Marsh there, he took it into the highest gear that he could take it to, and then he tagged, I believe, and then he scored, and he wasn't jogging into home when he scored. So maybe that shows like it's progressing and he's feeling a little bit better. I guess that's the positive I can take from tonight. That's really the only positive that I got that I'm thinking of right now. And so yeah, I don't have really anything to add on that. Just the Phillies crushed the Padres tonight, and they've got to get their act together on the road. Now, what I can get to is the Yu Darvish update. It's not on the screen right now, but I'm going to read it to you from Kevin Acee in the San Diego Union Tribune. Yu Darvish will make a rehab start on Wednesday in Fort Wayne with the likely goal of going 75 pitches. And so what the Padres are doing here is they're choosing Adam Mazur over Yu Darvish at the big league level for this next outing, which will come when that next outing would be. Would it be, I think, Wednesday? I forget when Mazur is going to start next. But they're choosing that next major league outing for Mazur over having Darvish throw, let's say, 70, 75 pitches at the big league level with no rehab outing. And initially, when I saw that, I was like, well, that's not a decision I agree with because does Darvish need a rehab outing? If he's going to go 75 pitches in a rehab outing, I want those 75 pitches to be at the big league level over Adam Mazur. I just do. But I posted it on social media, saw some actually like smart reaction to it, and some people actually gave some good thoughts on it, which I liked. Obviously, I like the healthy Padres discussion, and I'm pulling up here some of the comments. There were some that were like, "We're not going to win another game till August. Just got to keep Profar healthy. Trade him for prospects at the deadline." It's like, all right, guys, come on now. It doesn't matter really one way or the other. And it's like, yeah, I mean, kind of does. Rick, he said, I agree. It's not just about the total pitches, it's also about the stress level of those pitches. Yu isn't young, and taking his rehab seriously is important. Allowing him to test his limits in a more low stress environment is a good thing. Which I read that and I'm like, that's a good measured reaction. That those are good points that you make there. It's not just about the total pitches because sometimes those are high stress pitches early in a game or third inning when he's at 50 pitches, in the 50 to 60 pitch range, it might be high stress pitches. But here it can be more of a measured it's more of a controlled environment. It's a game, but it's not a major league game, you know? So when I see that, I'm like, yeah, okay. Let's hope that the offense can source some runs from Adam Mazur. I care about Darvish's health long term for this season more than, okay, let's just get Adam Mazur not in the rotation as fast as we can. And let's have Darvish go out there in a less measured situation. Although, let's remember, it's a hamstring, right? Hamstring groin issue, right? So, will that matter? Like, is he going to step on that mound in Fort Wayne on Wednesday and he's not going to try to give his full effort? Like, isn't that what you want him to do because you want him to test himself? So if you want the full, that's where I guess I can go back to my initial reaction. Like, why wouldn't you just have him throw 75 pitches at the big league level? Because at a major, he could leave an outing soon, quick, and then you have to use the bullpen anyway. So why not have Darvish do it? I could go back to that. Like, well, wouldn't you rather have the high stress, the him going full throttle, full speed on that hamstring, on that groin in this outing? Wouldn't you rather have that at the big league level? If it doesn't go well, that's where, okay, you win the argument where he should go pitch the rehab outing because the rehab outing, let's say it doesn't go well and he has to get taken out in the first inning or whatever, you'd be screwed at the big league level because then you have to go full bullpen game the whole game. Where in the minors, do we really care what's happening there if Darvish can't, go 75 pitches in that game? So I do understand both sides of that argument. Schilt said, want to make sure he's good, that he recovers well and built up so he can make his start after that. Major 7.82 ERA and 3 starts in place of Darvish. Darvish placed on the IL. Last pitched May 29th, placed on the IL shortly thereafter that. I think it was retroactive to the day after that. He threw 60 pitches in a bullpen Friday in New York. So, again, they're building up there. He's obviously coming back way before Joe Musgrove is expected to come back. But him coming back, let's say he's healthy and he can pitch for that start against the Nationals. I think it would be on a Wednesday. I think. I could be wrong on that. Whenever. Against the Nationals, let's say, is when he makes his next outing at the big league level. That's great because that means that either Major or Vasquez doesn't have to start those games. Because this rotation, it's given up a lot of home runs. I don't know if you guys saw the graphic tonight that they showed on the broadcast. The Padres have allowed the most home runs in baseball, right? In the National League, or at least in the National League. A lot. I think it was 85 at that point, and then there were more home runs hit after that graphic was shown earlier today. So that's a problem. And I'm not saying Darvish isn't going to give up home runs, but Vasquez has. Major, he's had some control issues. So it's going to be good, obviously. Like, this is kind of a Captain Obvious point. It's going to be good to get Darvish back. And hopefully he's more like that span of time where he went, 5 starts, something like that, 4 or 5 starts without allowing a run. He was great when he came off. I think he was on the IL right earlier this year. The first time he came off, he came back and pitched really well before that Yankee outing. So hopefully that's the Darvish that we can get because there's been some not so great starts from this rotation. And one of those was today. Just couldn't hit spots good enough. And this Phillies lineup, it's going to take advantage of it.